Hey y'all, welcome back to another episode of Plushpound Talks. And we are on episode 6 of Sister Wives, season 18. Let's get to it. I just want y'all to see this baby. Like, she's so pretty. That's the only reason why she here, because I want y'all to see her. So, as always, the episode opens up with a flashback, and they are highlighting the fight between Janelle and Cody. But it starts off at Christine's house, and they're doing what they call a sip and paint. When you drink wine and you paint, she's with her children and her grandbaby, and I love it. I normally don't like when they do fillers, but I love this dynamic between Christine and her children, her adult children. I love to see it. I like that she can be open and honest with them and vice versa. And they said, they talk about their experiences of being married, and she's so proud of her children, which she should be. They're all looking like they're doing very well. I just love to see this. She talks about how she hired a professional matchmaker. I didn't even know that was a thing, but I'm happy that she's getting back out there. She did say truly is not ready for her to be married again or anything like that, but she is ready to meet somebody. Low key, McKelty kind of called her husband a hoe a little bit, but they were all good sports about it. And she talks about the reason why she's scared to date is because for so long she was with a man who did not treat her kindly, and he was not physically attracted to her. So to be with somebody 20 plus years and they not physically be attracted to you, it's like, well, that would break anybody down. That would hurt my feelings as well. So she's a little nervous. She's not sure if they will like her and things like that, but she's open to the challenge, and she's willing to move forward. She also talks about Valentine's Day. Well, they all do. They all talk about how being in a polygamous family, Valentine's Day is kind of awkward. She says she don't have a Valentine. Janelle says she doesn't have a Valentine, but even if her and Cody was on good terms, she don't want to be bothered with him. And then Mary says she doesn't have a Valentine's. And it just dawned on me, like, Mary, you haven't had a Valentine's for a very long time. Like, are you really out here just alone and by yourself? Like, if so, that is so heartbreaking that you are going through that. And I hate it. Now, outside of everything else that I've been hearing and reading about, which I will get to later, this isolated incident that I'm talking about with Mary, it is heartbreaking for you as a woman to be, you're in this relationship and it's one sided, is what I'm saying. Let's move on. So before we get to the meat and potatoes of the episode, let's get everything else out the way. In this scene, as well as the other scenes that they decided to split up, we find out that, well, we don't find out, I guess everyone knew, but I found out she actually has not been alone. She has her best friend Jen, which is always positive, and it makes me kind of understand how she's been able to tolerate the last few years, because I'm sure this has been difficult. However, word on the curb, and from what I've been reading, the people tell me that Mary was abusive to Christine's kids. And I'm wondering why. Is it because she could not procreate as many? Or she felt like Christine should have been licking her asshole because she was wife number one? I don't know. So that explains to me why Christine don't want to fuck with you. My question is, why doesn't Janelle want to fuck with her? Or does the same thing apply across the board? I'm not really sure. Which would make sense to me, because I remember a scene where Mary asked, could she take Solomon somewhere, and they didn't want to let her take Solomon. And could that have been the reason, because of her history of her being abusive to the other kids? And if she was that much abusive to the other kids, is that part of the reason why Cody don't want to reconcile with her outside before? Because it seemed like Cody wasn't trying to fuck with Mary before the catfish incident happened. It just seemed like the catfish incident gave him an excuse, which I don't understand. Why would you need an excuse if she was doing it to your children? Like, was anything said? Like, I need clarification on it. So y'all drop down in the comments and tell me. She's basically talking about here how she's going to move her stuff from Flagstaff to Utah into the B&B. She found a spot to put the stuff in. A guest left this pillow for them. It was a picture of her and her mom on there. It's been about a year since her mom passed. They go into the history of her friend Jen, how they've been friends for over 10 plus years. She was hired, was a contract killer, meaning she was doing pest control. I love Jen's character in this moment. I love it. It made me giggle a little bit. I like their dynamic. I like that she got somebody she can lean on. And it seems like Mary is getting ready to dip too. And she's discussing about telling Robin how Robin's the only one that really cares. But if everything people are saying about you is true, then I see why Robin's the only one that really cares. Because, dog, you was, being abused. And here's another thing. How long did that what happened? What was there any interference from the mom's position? Did they bat each other up? I got so many questions and I'm not getting answers. And is that part of the reason why the kids are not on the show really talking about it, really saying what they need to say? Are they trying to sweep everything under the rug, trying to hide? I have so many questions, and I feel like we're not going to get the answers because everybody's beating around the bush and they won't put them in front of each other. And if they put the kids on the show, we probably would get the answers. But since they're not going to put the kids on the show, we're not going to get any answers. But that's it. That's all. Let's move on. This is the meat and potatoes of the show. This is what the show was mainly about outside of the fillers. Cody and Janelle meets up. Cody had to ask Janelle for a hug because she sat down and she was like, hi. Pretty much Janelle is over it. She wants to separate, but she's not sure she's ready to dip. Cody is telling the confessional that he wants his relationship with Janelle, but it doesn't seem like he's telling Janelle. They're going back and forth about everything, and long story short, they're going in circles, and Janelle was like, we need a counselor, but she doesn't believe he's going to go. He makes the comment that she's not interested in reconciling with Mary, and that she's not interested in reconciling with Robin. So they're gonna have a monogamous marriage, where a monogamous marriage, I guess, you have, instead of the family being together, you have individual households, but you're polygamous, I guess, if that's the terms they use. If not, I have it up here. If I'm wrong, try to correct it. He still feels like he's saying that, you and Christine spent Christmas together. And she said, no, we did not spend Christmas together. She came after Christmas. Well, it still was a Christmas celebration. No, it was not. She's telling you what it is, but you can't see it because in your mind, you feel like nobody should deal with Christine and her kids because they left. That's what it seems like, right? And Janelle is saying, see, this is why we need a therapist, a third party, because you're not hearing me and I can't hear you because of my anger. And you're just so fixed at seeing it from your point of view instead of mine. She also said, well, because he asked why you're not interested in reconciling. She said, because I need you to be a husband to all and a father to all. And he was like, well, I want to be respected by all. And I'm saying, I get that. I get both sides. But I also feel like at the end of the day, you still foul for not calling Savannah. You ain't talked to Savannah. And to me, Cody it's like Cody be trying to take, what's the word he be trying to take? He be trying to take accountability in his confessional, but it's like it won't transfer into his actions. Because he was on there saying we separated 2 or 3 times before, but he always thought it was because she didn't get along with her other sister wives. He said, he didn't realize he was the problem, but he's thinking he may be wrong. You having all these revelations, but they're not transferring into his actions for whatever reason. So Cody is just, it's like he's trying to hear Janelle, but he can't see the forest from the trees type of thing. and he starts to get agitated. Janelle notices, but Janelle has been very careful with her words. Every time it gets to be tricky for her, she always refers back, we need a third party. You know what I'm saying? So they get to ordering their food. They can, they look at the menu of the place they've been at 50 million times and order the same thing. Based off what production is showing us, it seems like Cody want his relationship with Janelle to work. And he appears to, like, he was like, I thank you for telling me, because Christine just left abruptly. Now, here's the thing that Janelle had an issue with. I don't think she really just vocalized it to him based off what we seen. But in the confessional, we heard it. You so hung up on what Christine did that you continue to bring Christine up in the middle of your conversations with Janelle. And you need to shut up about Christine. Christine ain't got nothing to do with this. Janelle even blowed off the conversation, say, look, I ain't got nothing to do with that. You need to be present here and there and focus on this. In her confessional, she like, it's been 6 months, get over it, move on. But I can't expect him to move on as quickly like that. Women don't move on like that, so you can't ask a man to do that. However, if you are a man in a polygamous marriage, you need to be able to separate the issue, because you have issues with your other wife. And he recognizes that he has become angry and that his actions has showed up as anger, and he's trying not to be that way, and he doesn't want to be that way. But he was caught off guard when Janelle says she wants to stay separated. He appears to be open to reconciliation with Janelle. Like, she was like, I'm still attracted to you, but I just don't like you right now. And, he appears to be attracted to Janelle. He still loves Janelle. He not really begging, but he's just trying to see where her head at, and I guess he's going to go from there. And so, for her, it was like, it came down between me and my boys, and, you and my boys, and I'm going to choose my kids, She was like, you always favored the babies. You prioritize the babies. His thing, though, is he said, I have always prioritized the babies. Regardless of who was an adult or grown a teenager, I've always been more catering to the babies. Not saying that my adult children don't need me and don't receive from me, but I do give the babies more. And who has the babies? Robin has the babies, right? So he talks about how Garrison called Robin and said whatever they said, and he probably should have had a discussion versus an apology. Robin says she didn't know that Cody was demanding an apology, and she was not okay with that. I believe Cody when he said them boys called Robin and got on Robin's ass. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you, I find that disrespectful. Like, y'all, at the end of the day, y'all the kids, and y'all probably was saying, like, because it has been times where y'all kind of come off a little assholish. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know who I'm talking about. So I can get that. You know what I'm saying? And I would have checked them, but I still would have picked up that phone and called Robin. Like, Robin, is you doing this? If she say she not doing it and it's him that's doing it. But it's a reason why everybody feel like it was Robin that was setting the rules. You know what I'm saying? Like, production ain't even going up in your house. Now, why is that? Like, somebody tell me why production can't set foot in Robin's house. Is it trash in there? Is it cluttered? I wouldn't be surprised. You got 5 kids. Ain't nobody expect you to be squeaky clean. Like, I just got so many questions why production can't go up in their house, but they can go up in everybody else's. That's pretty much it. That's all. They go their separate ways, and they still dragging on this shit with Mary. So we gonna hopefully we'll find out next episode if she dipped on their ass or not, because they dragging it. I don't know what else they could talk about at this point. But what is very clear is Janelle was very clear when she said, I do not 100% believe we can fix this. And if we do fix this, it cannot look like what it used to, because I don't like it. I'm not here for it, and I don't want it. And Cody act like he here. But that's it. That's all, y'all. Y'all, let's talk about it in the comments. Y'all explain some of this stuff to me about this Mary situation. What's the beef between Mary and Janelle? Like, I really want all 4 of them to get together and hash it out, because I need to see what's up. Like, I don't want to go read no book. I don't want to go read no book. I need somebody to tell me. Like, that is good content for your TV show. You have a reality show. Why can't y'all get together and hash it out? Like, why won't they be in the same room? Is it, why can't y'all show up for work? Y'all showing up for work now. You feel me? That's it. That's all. Y'all don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on all my social media listed in the description. Let's talk about it below. All right, bye. Y'all play sweet.